Symbolism, a real big part of the missing puzzle of how we view life today. So we can say that in the past, the concept of uh, respect was different because of how people viewed it back then. And now, respect, i.e., manners, are very different from back then. But we can say that there still is a version of what manners are. But we're viewing it now from more of the traditional symbol of what it used to be and not what it currently is. And this seems very lighthearted and simple and okay, well, so what? But this plays a really big piece of the puzzle in the sense of when we talk about fitness, we are talking about the symbol of what fitness used to be. It used to represent one's ability to master health and then be very efficient and adaptive at movement in a way that looks almost art like, beautiful to the eye. Now we see fitness, or what fitness is really now, is just looking good, really. Um, and looking good and feeling good are pieces of the symbol of fitness, but is not quite how we're doing fitness now. And this causes a problem because when people go and do the fitness thing and don't get the result, they're disappointed. Not because they didn't do the appropriate actions, but because they were more married to a symbol than the actual reality of what it is now. In these two concepts, there is just the moral thing of what it really is. And I think that's what we need to come back to. What is the moral of health? What is the moral of fitness? These things are very important. We can't shorten the process. We can't keep making things more efficient, or so we'll have no actual thing left, right? There will be not enough to eat if there is no real substance to the thing that we're trying to achieve. And this will make it very shallow. We need to go back and make it deep and big and have more context and more nutrition behind the concept. This means a lot more hard work because, in fact, being healthy is a hard thing to do because lifestyle and the pressures of how we live are essentially going against exactly that. We can say if you decided to stay still and do nothing and just go with the tide of everything, you'd end up in an unhealthy place. You'd be working too hard, you'd have so many demands on yourself, you'd be stressed out, you'd probably not have time to eat properly, you'd probably have to cut back on sleeping. All these things are the pressures of the world acting on the individual. So there needs to be considerable effort in balancing that out and making a lifestyle that supports health, even though society is kind of pushing against that. When you come home, it should be a place of restorative care, of recharging, of growing and going back out there with a new perspective, a fresh way of looking at work, um, and thus enjoying your job as opposed to just getting things done. You can see how this becomes very, very important all of a sudden. We need to know that lots of symbols have changed, lots of things. Working in at one point in time used to be all about expressing one's true passion. This way, getting fulfillment out of your job. And now we've made it very mechanical, and now it's just about getting the job done. The most limited amount of information you need to get it done is what you have to fulfill the task, which is very efficient. However, it takes the human out of the process, and we have stress because that is a result of not being fulfilled. You should be stressed out if you're not finding enjoyment in what you do. This is what it means to be human. You have to find some enjoyment in the thing you do. So, this being said, the process of the healing art of exercise also takes this into deep consideration when it comes to prescribing the process of regaining health.